Hi, welcome to Gene Rants. I'm Gene. I'm recording this on Thursday, the day before you're seeing it on Friday, unless they change the calendar, the names of the days. So you're seeing this on Friday. I am therefore recording this on the second day of the government shutdown, or as it is known, the Schumer shutdown. Poor Chuck Schumer, unfortunate enough to have been born with a last name, Schumer, that alliterates well with shutdown. So, second day of the Schumer shutdown. You may be seeing this either on the third day of the Schumer shutdown, or if, there'll be another vote today, the second day of the Schumer shutdown. So maybe it will all be in the past by the time you're seeing this. Anyways, as of now, there is a Schumer shutdown. And as I can see right now, I'm standing right next to my window. I don't hear anything. The sky still has not fallen, as I reported yesterday. Yesterday, I reported it was the first day of the shutdown. The sky did not fall. It has not fallen again. But that doesn't mean that there could be consequences going forward. It depends how long this shutdown goes on. Now, one good aspect of the shutdown, which I believe I mentioned the day before, yesterday's vlog, is that Trump is going to announce layoffs. In the past, there's been these shutdowns, and so people were what they call furloughed from work, so the postman didn't deliver mail or whatever. But then when the shutdown was over, everybody went back to work. Everybody got his back pay. But Trump is saying that's not going to happen this time. He's got a real tough guy, Russ Vought, who is going to they're going to be laying people off, downsizing the government. People are going to be fired, and they're not going to come back. And I believe already, remember Trump earlier, he had offered a buyout to employees, federal employees, to just leave to resign, to leave, quit, whatever, and they got a little bonus or something. I believe that offer is still open, or was remade or whatever, and I think I read that some employees have accepted it, so they won't be. If that's true, then they won't be coming back anyway. So as I talked yesterday, the Democrats have really painted themselves into a corner, and Donald Trump, Chuck Schumer, and moderate Democrats too. And we'll be talking about this more in the next vlog. I don't want to get it. Just that the Schumer he's scared to death of the radical left wing of his party. He is facing a tough he may get primaried by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez when he's up for re-election in 2028. So he's got to show how tough he is. Anyways, the point is going forward that as it goes on, obviously, once you've gotten out of, there's a lot of inefficiency, a lot of fat we can cut, but after all the fat has been cut, then could start to see real consequences. So thanks to the brilliant reporting, the investigative journalism of the Babylon Bee, they have provided a list of seven consequences that America could face if this shutdown goes on too long. Seven most terrifying consequences of a government shutdown. 1, the Capitol cafeteria will not be able to serve Ted Cruz's customary afternoon ho-hos. Devastating. That department you've never heard of that does nothing for you will be furloughed. You can kiss the Commission on Overseas Native Fisheries goodbye. 3, government workers will lose thousands of hours of sleep they would otherwise be getting at work. No one wants to sleep on their own time. 4, Rand Paul will be intolerably giddy. He's so annoying when he gets like that. 5, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, will have to go back to bartending, but she doesn't know how to make a rum and coke. It's a tough recipe. 6, instead of shopping online while working from home, government employees will have to shop online while furloughed at home. Brutal. And 7, finally, no one will be able to unlock the restrooms at Yosemite National Park. It is literally impossible to evacuate your bowels without government support. So those are the 7 most terrifying, and 7 most. So it's not the only terrifying consequences, but let me just elaborate on this list just a little bit. And cafeteria, department, okay, will be furloughed. My understanding is that some will be terminated. So hopefully I guess for some people it would be a tragedy to not have the Commission on Overseas Native Fisheries go goodbye. Now the government workers, blah blah blah, Rand Paul, and AOC. Okay, AOC. This is important. Okay. For you liberals out there who have never heard of the Babylon Bee, and well, we know how liberal. Okay. For you liberals out there who may not have heard of the Babylon Bee, it's hard to imagine a conservative who has not heard of the Babylon Bee. But you know how, well, it should be obvious that the Babylon Bee is a satire site, but you never know with liberals because they are so angry all the time about everything, and they take everything as a impending doom. They're always hard to find a happy liberal. I mean, you can find them if you look, but maybe you could find Bigfoot if you look. Anyways, satire as it is, I just have a couple of comments on this list, which are okay. Number 2, department you've never heard of be furloughed. Well, as I said, Trump is talking about layoffs, about permanently eliminating departments and firing people. So tragedy for liberals if that happens, but I for one will not be crying. And then there was another one here. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will have to go back to bartending. For those of you who don't know, she was a bartender. She was a bartender in the Bronx, and there was Joe Crowley was one of these elder Democrats, Democratic representatives, congressmen that senators, just officials that this younger generation of far leftists want to get rid of for younger blood to come in. So that's what Crowley. I was not, even though I was living in New York at the time. He was not my representative, so I wasn't really familiar with him. But my understanding was that he was one of these moderate Democrats who you could get along with him. You could talk with him. John Fetterman. I would say he was a Bronx. John Fetterman. So, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ran against him, and she beat him. She primaried him, and she beat him. She went to door to door. It's a problem. Some of these older guys, they don't go out. They don't feel like they have to go out and campaign. Younger person came in, and she campaigned like crazy, and she won. So there you go. She was a bartender. In my opinion, she was working at the height of her abilities at the time. And just one final comment on that, because she said if she would have to go back to bartending, but she doesn't know. Well, just to be technical, no, she wouldn't. Congress people don't lose their jobs. And by the way, they're still getting paid because of the cons. There is one congresswoman, Republican, of course, Nancy Mace, who said she's not taking her salary. Of course, she will get it once the government starts up again, as inevitably will. But she said she's not taking any salary as long as the shutdown goes on. So I guess kudos to her. I mean, half kudos to her. I'm sure she's got savings that will get her through this shutdown until the shutdown's over and she gets her back pay, all the pay. So, but AOC would have to go back to bartending, but she doesn't know how to make a rum and coke. I actually, in one of my many jobs, I'm one of the few people probably in America, if not the world or not in history, who has lost more jobs than he's actually had. So one of my jobs was bartender. I was a bartender. I've made rum and cokes. And as you can probably glean from this satire list here, making a rum and coke is not that hard. In fact, there are only two. Well, you need a glass, okay, to put the rum and coke in, but there are just two ingredients: rum and coke. And when she was making rum and cokes, as I said, she was putting these two ingredients together. In my opinion, she was working at the height of her abilities, and I would love to see her go back to bartending, though I doubt that will happen unless she wants it for fun because she's a multimillionaire by now. You may not have known this, but uh, Congress people, senators, representatives, when they run for election or reelection, they they solicit funds. They do fundraising, and she's raised millions of dollars. What you may not know is she does not have to give it back. Whatever money is left over from a campaign, the congressperson gets to keep. So she's set for life. So fortunately, she will not have to relearn, unless she wants to, how to make rum and coke. And I guess that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Your comments always welcome in the comment section below the video here. If you, for instance, if you have requests, if you want to know how to mix some other drinks, I could help you. I used to I made several drinks. This was the era of, it was the early 70s, and well, disco was really big, so I was a bartender in a disco. That was my last bartending job. And um, the news got out, a little trivia for you, that Mick Jagger, his favorite drink was tequila sunrises. So I was making just tequila sunrises, one after the other, one after the other, the other, the other. And they had a ladies' night every Tuesday night, if I remember correctly, was ladies' night where women would get drinks for free. So you have a woman at the table, or one, and you have all the guys, and they would send her to go up to the bar and order 20 tequila sunrises. So bottom line, I am so sick of tequila sunrises, and I hope I never have to make another one, unless I make one for myself, and I probably won't, because they're not that good. And there you go. If you're going to have tequila, drink a margarita or drink it straight. That's my advice. And back to what I was talking about, which was ending this vlog. If you could also subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me. Oh, subscribe. Well, it bears repeating. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. But most of all, come back and see me again. I'd love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.